लाइव में देखो ना वो नीचे तक दिखता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहता, लाइव में दिखता है। ये शेल्फ है।
A very good evening once again, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed your break.
So now let's begin with the final debate for the 10th glorious year of the Faceoff. We have the finalists Megatron versus AXTC Titans.
The topic is, should one-child policy be implemented in India? EHTC Titans will be speaking in proposition and Megatron will be speaking in the opposition.
So let the final showdown begin. Let's welcome EXTC Titans and Megatron.
Once more.
आपण जिरते नाही, आपण जिरेंगे। इधर मत बैठो खाली, इधर वीडियो में कोई नहीं आएगा। अच्छा है ना गाइस एक बात चालू है कि नहीं?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Srishti Dane from Team EXTC Titans. So let's start with the topic. Do you know the current population of India? It's whooping 140 crores. 140 crores people, their resources being. Should India implement one-child policy? We strongly propose that yes, India should implement one-child policy for the following reasons. Number one, right now, according to World Health Organization, there is food food scarcity. Around 345.2 million people will be insecure of food by the year 2023. Apart from that, as we know, there is no medical infrastructure, which we all have experienced during the COVID times. It was such a tedious task to get one bed for a patient. Even post-COVID, there is only 10,000 patients. For 5 patients, there are only 10,000 beds. For 5 patients, there are 10,000 for 10,000 patients, there are only 5 beds. Apart from that, when we implement one-child policy, it will be better for mother's health. Imagine going through postpartum for every child. The pain that the mother has gone through for every child. Apart from them, by implementing one-child policy, it will encourage people to have protected sex, which will also help promoting the principle of sex education. Apart from that, with the single child policy, we can actually focus on child's growth and development of a single child and not on many people. Sometimes we might have siblings. I too have it myself. Sometimes I feel that yes, my parents are quite busy with them and not with me. But with one child policy, they can actually just focus on me. Apart from that, it will give an equal representation of family. Imagine every family have one child. So I won't feel that my income or other needs for me will be dismantled just because I don't have other sibling or I don't have 2 childs. So I would like to highlight the point that it will give an equal representation of every family. With the ongoing recession, we can see there is already a very bad imbalance among the demand and supply chain. We don't have jobs, we don't have food. In this condition, is it possible for a country like India to actually provide food for many people or rather than one person? For a family to provide all the assistance for a single child to put for his or her development. And that's why we believe that there should be proper execution of one child policy. By that, we are considering there should be a proper rules of conduct which should be taken into consideration while implementing this policy. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Neha Patil from Mechatronics. It is with great concern that I stand before you today to speak against the one-child policy. Give me the The one-child policy should not be implemented in our country, India. No matter what good intention is behind implementation of this one-child policy, I believe that it has led to numerous negative consequences that outweigh any potential benefits in other countries. First and foremost, the one-child policy infringes upon the basic human right of individual to make decisions about their own life and family. It is not the government place to dictate how many children a family should have, and such policies represent an unprecedented level of intrusion into the private lives of citizens. Moreover, the policy has led a number of unintended consequences that have caused significant harm to individuals and society as a whole. For example, it has led nations than other countries, and we are doing good on our own way. Therefore, I urge you to join me in opposing the policy and advocating for the freedom of individuals to make their own decisions about their lives and families. Thank you.
Hello.
So I would like to state one point here. You guys spoke about one child policy, but as much as my research goes, one child policy has been stopped back until 2015 only. So what are your calls on this? Why did it happen?
So, is this specifically about India or about other countries?
It is about China. It failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
To be specific.
so guys, if I'm so sorry for
Continue,
you
continue.
that they haven't
okay.
done the proper homework of it. In the case of China, it wasn't the reason behind which it was stopped. It was because of in the China when the one child policy was implemented, every individual, every single child, most of them were forced to go to the military, and it was the rule. And because of that, though they were having several wars with others, the military population got degraded. That's why in order to promote that, the population of the China, so that they can properly handle the quality and the quantity of military, they re-allowed them to do multiple child so that they can promote one to the military and other to the country. That's why the one child policy was banned. It wasn't banned for the simple reason that, okay, why it was banned in 2015. It was military and war, and for us case, India has proper relation with its neighboring countries, not like China. We are not China.
He's exceeding the time, ma'am. So I would like to come up with a point here. He told that we have neighboring countries with whom we have relations. We should take a little bit influence, because in the first point he mentioned, wherever we are, we take influence from the environment. So why not India take influence from countries which are not adopting one child policy? I would like to highlight this one. Another point which he said, that if we just have one child, it will increase the overall growth and development for the country. So if I'm a woman, I'm having my kid at the age of 30, and my kid due to certain disease dies at a very early age. Now I'm having no genetic generation ahead. So what about that? I'm completely stopping my generating age at that point, and I'm having nobody to take it forward. Now after this happens same with the male. Again, the same issue is arising. So how am I talking? On what basis am I talking? And what homework, I don't know. Are we talking this, that we'll be having growth and development in future when we have the youth population only contributing to 2% of the entire population? Is the older population going to be having kids after the age of 70 and 80?
So, guys, they can simply adopt the child. Why we have to increase the population? To adopt a child, you need to give birth to one.
To adopt a child, you need to give birth to one, but you're saying give birth to only one only.
Yeah.
So how are you going to adopt? The parents will take care of them, right?
So when they will
Other old people.
Old people will be giving birth.
Okay, so why there is an increase of this population? Because of the lack of education, right? Those parents or those parents who have left their child, and those are there in the adoption center which are to be adopted. Why it is? It is because of the reason of lack of education, lack of unemployment, right? So if there will be a quality of life over quantity of life, there will be a more proper balance among the country, right? And the other thing is, they said about gender imbalance. How will you check the gender in a country like India? Will you break the law? Will you break the law to see whether the gender is a male or a female? They said about having male child, they want male child, but for that you need to know the gender revelation, and it's not done in India before birth. It's approx, I think after 6 months there is a proper timage to it. Only then you can see whether the revelation is either of male, either of female. So that's a baseless argument.
I would like to add to your research that there is a research conducted in like 2016 which states that there is overall 51% chances that a child is born male, then 49% chances that a child is born female, and biologically it is 50-50%.
Okay, so here's the thing. We just asked, you have mentioned in your speech that there will be a gender imbalance of it. We mentioned it. For that, you need to check the gender. The gender revelation is not allowed in India. So will you break a law?
No, we will
for
not
same?
break a law, and we will find out the solution, because once the child is born, we'll definitely find out the gender. There is no point.
So you're telling you should kill the people?
No. I didn't say 18 months.
You are saying.
No,
Exactly. That is
exactly.
what you are
That
saying.
is
You
where
just
things
have
goes wrong.
children.
So here's
That's
the
what
thing
you
goes
were
wrong.
saying.
When
No,
we say
I
one
didn't
child
say
policy, we didn't
my
say
main
it
goal
will
is to
be
find out what is the
person.
My main goal is to find out what is the gender of the child, and it can be found
Moderator, please help us.
the birth, right? So I just want to highlight this point. I didn't know where did you take it to pre-birth and premature birth.
Well, you've mentioned it in your speech that there will be a gender imbalance. People will find out, and this might create a gender imbalance. So this is where we speak. So once you said about gender imbalance, we over here do not promote killing of people, either dead or alive. We're just saying by promoting one-child policy, we are actually promoting safer sex. Apart from that, when you mentioned about the child, you cannot find
Can you
again.
please stick to the topic?
Yes, I'm sticking to the topic. You mentioned it in your speech. There will be a gender imbalance.
I told you
it will
about
be
the
there
research.
once you know about the gender.
I told you about the
According
research.
to my research, is not allowed in India.
I told you about you didn't count.
You are just counting on probabilities, Bon.
It was so.
You are just
the
counting
word
on probabilities.
Isn't the word actually writing on the word probability? Do you have everything in your hands? I don't believe so.
Because you said
Another point
50%
I would like to highlight, coming to the topic, it is about, you said that improve and implement, right? So prevention is better than cure, and every individual in the country is now facing this problem where 90% of India's population is earning lower than 25%. So people are themselves aware that they do not want to have 2 kids. So why do we need to impose a policy on them कि मुझे एक ही चाहिए? This is not exactly how it goes, right? You can have a policy, you can educate people. Policy is restricting their freedom, and giving them education is giving them freedom.
Yeah. She only mentioned the last debate. It is all about discipline. So where is the discipline now? Where is the discipline?
Discipline is different than dictatorship. And what you are talking about is dictatorship.
We are not talking about dictatorship.
Country like China is having
First of all, we haven't used the word kill. Have we? We haven't used a single thing about kill. Have we? Audience, have we used the word kill? There is nothing about kill, right? The second thing is, you said about the revelation of the gender, that's a 50% probability. So how could you be so sure that when we are implementing one-child policy, there will not be an improvement if you are saying it's about the concept of probability?
So already I am stating it the third time that the probability of having a male child is 51%. That is, I quote again, 51% male.
That simply means that the mentality of people is that I will have a male child, not a female child. They will curb down the female child. That's how imbalance
So you
will be
think that
caused. So
women
this
are
is
less
how
than
we're
men?
going to get.
So you are thinking that women are less than men?
No.
Then why you are telling that men?
I said this will happen in future if you go for one-child policy. Did you hear it properly?
We never said women are less than men.
Stick to the topic.
We just stated the fact.
Okay. I would like to come up with another point. Since India is going to reach its population height by the year of 2050, and we already have crossed the highest population for India, right? In recent January, we crossed it. So we are going to even surpass that level and become to the top most saturated country in the world by surpassing exponentially each country by 21%. That means right now, whatever the population is, will double 21%. So at that time, 21%, we are definitely going to fall. We have reached the peak, we will fall. And once we start falling, everybody is having, let's assume everybody is having just one kid. And that one kid is growing older. And at the point, the family is saturated. Nobody is there to carry forward. Nobody is there to take jobs. You have a lot of resources, but who is taking up the jobs? You have a lot of things.
So when she said that a kid is growing older and older, then of course he or she will reach at the age where he and she will have his own kid, right? They can cure their grandparents, isn't it? They can cure their grandparents.
Exactly, but
and the other thing is,
he dies before that.
We are speaking.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, according to the research of UN, the female birth rate is going to increase than men. And what you said, it's of the past calculation. It's not the present calculation. As per the present stats, UN when said that female rates, which they are saying that gender imbalance will be caused, of course, when female rates are going to increase, there wouldn't be a proper gender imbalance. There wouldn't be a gender imbalance. And regarding yours, there we are providing the quality of life over quantity of life when we'll be promoting one-child policy. As you know, in the current status, there's a lack of education, there's a lack of unemployment, lack of healthcare. So in order to stop that, we
So,
want a
like,
one-child
I would
policy.
be liking to continue on this point where he mentioned that at a particular point you would be having the person to have their own kids, right? So I would come up with a problem here. If I'm having my own kid and then my kid is not able to have another kid, now this I would like to mention, the fertility rate for women has gone down by 61% recently, because you might have seen in your families as well why it is happening, because of poor sanitation and improper knowledge of what to use and what not to use during your periods. And for men, consuming aluminium, which we use in our utensils, reduces their fertility rate. You might have been seeing why is this IVF centers, people are reducing their fertility rates, right? This is the live proof. So if the fertility rate is going down, what are we doing eventually? We are going to come at a point where we are marrying our own brothers and sisters. How is it so? My gotra will be completely stopped if I die and having no kids. Now I have to marry somebody who is from my same gotra, and I'll be marrying somebody who is having the same genetic disorders and this is the basic reason why we have caste and following reasons in India, that we cannot marry intercaste. This is the reason
Stick
that
to the
can come
topic,
up to
please.
the into the
topic.
future if we are
Stick to the
adopting the one child policy. I'm into the topic, please do not disturb me.
Now it will speak to us.
Thank you.
So, through surrogacy, of course, it is said that there should be one child in one family. It wasn't said that it should be by your own birth. It can be because of surrogacy. It can be due to adoption. And people not only go adoption when they haven't the fertility rate. They also go for adoption. What if they don't want to really produce the child? Just they want to adopt it for a noble cause. That's what we are treated in the moral education, right? We have to take everyone and move forward with everyone. We just don't have to discriminate the other one, right? And the other thing is the financial planning. The financial planning of the family would be much better if there would be a single child. The total focus. You can see most of the teacher always complain that their children or their children he's in a good condition. Why? Because as per the current population or as per the current states, their parents are not able to focus so much on their child because they have multiple children, and due to which one child lacks the proper attention from their parents. So in order to reduce that, we want one child, right?
Now, I would like to come up with a point in which we have influential personalities as well taking up and going against this. Cristiano Ronaldo has previously tweeted on Instagram, on Twitter, saying that he is completely against and he wants to have more kids. Coming up to again another influential personality is Justin Bieber. Even after him, we have one more personality called as Elon Musk. He's having a lot of kids. So why is this so? What are these people thinking about? Let's deep dive into their mentality. I feel their mentality is we can prevention is better than cure. Educating people and telling our government to have that much facility is more better. Example I would like to state. For example, we have our college. The number of intake is increasing in the college. The college will increase the infrastructure and not limit the number of students. So that's how we are increasing the number of students and not the infrastructure.
So do Cristiano Ronaldo knows the infrastructure of India? No. Do he knows? No. And the other thing is Yogi Ji. Yogi Ji is promoting one child policy in UP. So how can you say that Cristiano Ronaldo is influential?
Now we'll have the closing statement from the opposition.
Thank you. Please do that when I win. So I'll be beginning with my closing statement by saying that freedom is what the human soul needs. After this, I'll be coming to another point of literacy rate. When we talk about literacy rate in India, it is only 30%. So when the rest of the 70% people are completely uneducated about what they are going to do, how do we even expect them to understand what one child policy is? They'll go to have another, and then what would you do with the another kid? Send it to military? isn't it going to counter your own point of having compassion and love and support towards your own kids? Would you send your another kid to military just because you have another kid? So you're sending your kid to die either there, and you're sending your kid to die either here. If you have your second kid, it has to die anyway. And this is the reason. They mentioned one more thing about China, that they dropped the plan in 2015, why it failed. The reason it failed was not because it was having certain issues. The reason was the youth population had reduced in China. They did not mention it very brilliantly, but I would like to mention it. Youth population reduced, unemployment increased, resources were there, but there was nobody to use. So this is the reason why literacy is really important, and we should focus on prevention being better than cure. Another is, if I'm having infrastructure, if I'm having resources, I'll implement it and make it more suitable for another kids who are born to live in that society, rather than not wanting for the kids to be born. This I will be connecting to a jot where it goes down to Mahabharata. We know in Mahabharata, Kunti had 5 sons. Even our history states that they had even 100 sons in Kauravas. So how was that happening? What was different in their time which we are not having at our time? That is using properly your brains. Using and being aware about what you have, what you don't. Going down on literacy. People back then were literate. All the Brahmins were into teaching other people. But today, we are charging money to just teach people, and that too just for menial sake. That is causing the entire morality to go down. And we are coming to the point that we will not improve our own teaching selves, not educate, but we will curb down the problem. That's not focusing on to curbing, but they are focusing on to removing the problem but not solving it. Another thing, neither it is supported in Quran, neither in Mahabharata, neither in Bhagavad Gita, nor in any specific religion it says that you're supposed to surrogate your child. A child gains a human soul or its own sense of intelligence within 3 weeks of being in the womb. So you're supporting surrogacy and removing the child? Is it so? Really? Now I would like to conclude my entire thing by just giving an example in which I would like to say, whenever I feel down, whenever I feel bad about anything that happens, I go to my siblings because they are the first person I meet. We know that everybody is going to job. Everybody's parents in future would be going to jobs. If we become parents, we'll be working. So I would want my child to stay with another child. That's what I feel having a sibling is all about. And if government is not able to create that surrounding for my child, I will. Thank you.
So here we reach to the conclusion. The first thing I would say that we are the people of India. We do not get influenced by anyone easily and from outside, right? We have our own values, our own ethics, and we stick to it. The other thing is why literacy rate is so low. It's because the population and the resources and the demand and supply is imbalanced. It's pretty much corrupted. If we are having 2 children to each family or even more than 2, you will see in a school there will be a more number of children and the teacher might not be able to put his focus or her focus on each and every child, which will result in imbalance of the child mental health, or you can say in the imbalance of child's progress towards education, in the ability of the child to properly grow up and to properly have social norms, have social manners. All those things will be degrading, right? So why do we take that risk? Do we really want our country to go in that part? No, we do not want that. We just want that our country should be upgrading. It should have more social norms, more social values, more ethics, and much more progressive mindset than the current stage. The other thing is the discipline. If they only mentioned in their previous debate that discipline is the key, right? So that's what we are doing. We are maintaining that discipline. We haven't said to kill anyone, or we haven't said to abort anyone. There should be a safer sex and there should be a healthier sex. And when these things will be implemented, why would there be such a growth rate in the population? No one will be dissatisfied. Everyone will be satisfied by their own needs. There will be one single child. There will be a proper growth and proper attention to that child, right? The other thing is when in the current stage, we are having a very high population, right? And because of that, everyone knows that the per capita income is also very low. So the expenditure on their child, the expenditure on their family is very high as per the inflation rate is going. So this thing is just worsening the situation which we are having currently. So in order to rectify that, we really need to have one child policy so that the amount of money that's spent on in each individual will be very low, and it will be not only very low, it would be very specific to the task which is needed for that particular thing. The other thing is the import. The import of the food will increase if there is a high population, right? So when we are having a country of population of 140 crores people, in that, though we aren't able to satisfy the needs of each individual in our country, each citizen of the country, in that case, if we are saying that we want multiple childs, it will just be increasing the population of the country, and there wouldn't be proper amount of food. There would be a huge food scarcity, which might degrade the overall quality and the progress of India to which we are heading. Our GDP, which we are going into the progressive norm, that would might decrease. Not only decrease, it would go even worse. Just like Pakistan, we have seen how things have been there as per over the last years compared to India. I would also like to point one more thing, that the India ranks 136 in happiness index. And just imagine when we'll be having a one child policy, the happiness index is directly going to increase, where each individual or each family will be much happier and would want to live and would want to contribute to India or to his or her nation, rather than just be thinking and suffering about his or her own problems, which will provide an impact, a proper thought to the countries, to the country's development. We always said that अगर हमें हमारे देश के लिए मिटना भी पड़े तो हम संकोच नहीं करेंगे. क्यों? Because our motherland is our priority. That's all. Thank you.
ये टॉपिक किसको पसंद खत्म हो गया ना
भाई लाइव खत्म हो चुका है, आप जा सकते हो जो भी देख रहे हैं बोलना कमेटी के
Soleto no sé, Soleto. Hace todo el día.
इधर भी झगड़ा कर रहे हैं,
भी झगड़ा कर रहा है,
इधर भी झगड़ा कर रहे हैं। देखिए ठीक हो ना
खेल हम देख रहे हैं. बंद कर दे अरे झाला ना आता कुठे रिझल्ट निकाला क्या मैंने कुछ नहीं किया
बंद कर
इधर बैठ जा तू इधर बैठ जा
The results will be declared in a few minutes. Please settle down, guys.
हार गया बाहर जा
हार भी सीधा भाग जाना डीएससी बोल रहे इसलिए वही है
Everybody, please maintain silence. इसका पता नहीं कैसे चालू होता है भाई ऐसा पर क्या रहता है स्टोरी डालने के लिए सॉल्व करते हैं ना फिर बैठ जाता है
अमरनाथ सुनते
चलने का पता लेगा
ये बंद हो गया रे ऐसा
कैसे रे
अरे हो गया ना भाई
इसका फोन
इधर तो दिखा इधर का भी नहीं दिखाने का
इसका फोन है इसका फोन इसका नाम क्या है लड़की का बॉडीगार्ड वाले ठीक है फेसबुक पे क्या देख रहे हैं अरे फेसबुक में चालू किया 3 जन देख रहे हो भी
अरे चैतान ना बोल तो सही कम से कम
हम लोग का इवेंट हो रहा है, पैसा लगे अच्छा लगेगा, कान नहीं मारेंगे ये देखिए इसी बनने का ऐसा उसी बनेगा ऐसी हरकतें करेगा पहले डाउनफुल रहेगा, बोलेगा हरकत करा ऐसे खुला आवाज आ रहा समझू कैसे कोई समझाए में कैमरा लगा
Shreyas Manoti, please come forward.
ऐसा भी लग रहा है मेरे को। स्पैम करके रखेंगे ये बंद देख रही है सीपी का फोन है
और लगेंगे करना तो हाथ
ये रिलीज
जाएगा बच्चा तो भूल गया
ये बात
खाली एक ही हुआ कल जाने का कहीं
Everybody, please settle down. We are about to declare the results. So everything is set, results are ready. But before that, I would like to invite our chairperson, Insha Mullah, to come forward for the vote of thanks.
First of all, a huge round of applause for everyone who came here and participated, who are there, who are not there. First and foremost, I would like to thank our principal sir and the entire management for letting us have this face-off competition over here and to hear to such wonderful speakers being there, sitting there. After that, I would also like to thank Fatima ma'am and Suchita Patil ma'am for coming here, sparing your time and doing this judgment. Thank you so much for that. I would also like to thank Dean of Student Affairs for her kind support. She is not there currently, but she supported us very well. And also Swati Verma ma'am for her kind support throughout the event. And last but not the least, all the committee members, including Shreyas, who was sitting there as moderator, Archit and Sahil, who were taking care of all the expenses, Rohan for his support, Faizan, Priya and Omkar for coming here and hosting this event. Everyone, each and every member of committee, please huge round of applause for all of them. Because an event can't take place if there's not a team. We all have a team and we all work together, and that's why this event took place. So again, a huge round of applause for all of them. And yeah, here I end my vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
And a huge round of applause for Insha as well.
Thank you, Insha, and thank you, ma'am. Now I request ma'am to please present a memento to our respected judges.
क्या है उसमें अमरनाथ अमरनाथ क्या है
After 8 fierce debates, we finally have a winner for this year's edition of Faceoff. I request both the judges, Fatima ma'am and Sujata ma'am, to please come forward and announce the winner for Faceoff 10.
किसी अगर रहेगा नहीं आया ना तो वो नहीं करेगा वो करेंगे वो करेंगे जो मन में आएगा वो करेंगे आई एम आउट
So, very good evening to all of you present over here. Firstly, a round of applause for everybody who participated, who attended, and who organized the event. Because it is all a cycle, we can say. It is all interconnected. Organizing the event, participation, and the audience. It is all equally important, is what I feel. And secondly, I would say that be it debate or be it any event or any competition, take it in a positive approach. Either you lose or either you win. It is not what we say. It is not a live event. What we can say, okay? It is take it as a competition. See to it as a positive approach, and of course you will achieve it. Thank you.
Good evening from my side as well. I work as a professor and I interact with trainee teachers. And one of the activities given in assignments, almost all the assignments, is reflection. What did you learn from this entire experience? So if I have to give my reflection for today, I feel that a good debate is one in which you are not able to decide what is the answer, because every side and every thought seems so apt. When you are able to see things from the other person's point of view and not lose your side, but just be a bit more compassionate and empathetic towards the opposite side, then maybe it's a good debate. We are not here to be winners, but rather come to a middle ground. तुम भी थोड़ा आओ, मैं भी थोड़ा आती हूँ. And that is what a debate should teach you. a debate is pretty much like a dialogue, a conversation amongst equals. And there actually can be no winners. Like, who have we decided one child or no one child? Marijuana or not, punish or not, compulsory or not? We have not decided. And we never will be. Because we are human beings and human beings are unpredictable. There cannot be a definite, absolute policy for any particular event or any particular question. So, all of you are winners. Some are going with a heavy heart, some are with a light heart, but it's a heart after all. It'll get better tomorrow. So, coming to the announcements. अगर दिया बराबर खाया नहीं जब कुछ लोग डाउट कर रहे
So we've decided that each groups were obviously they were good, but there has to be one speaker from each group. So we'll just highlight the best speaker in particular group. So for IT, Uchi has it was Insha Mullah. Then for Megatron, it was Manisha Kushwaha. For EXT Titans, it was Harsh Shimpi. For Capital Bombs, it was Pritish Mayer. Order of the Instru, it was Radhini Nair. AI and DS Super Saiyans, it was Shubham Shah. Day Civil, it was Prajakta Bose. CSC DS The Conquerors, it was Aditya Joshi. Now the best 6 speakers.
You will eliminate two, chalo, you will eliminate two. How the sequence is, first we are announcing best 8, then from them best 6, and then from them best 2. That is how we are going, step by step.
So we'll announce the best 6 speakers as of now. Pritish Mayer. Aditya Joshi. Insha Mullah. Harsh Shimpi and Manisha
And from these, we will have the final 2
best speakers
for the entire event. Tomorrow, yesterday and today's. You all announce. One more thing, you have to stay. Very, very obvious, we are not needed.
Shimpi party, Shimpi party. पूरे मोहल्ले वाले अरे कैसे
10,000 इधर से ज़्यादा
एक ही नोट से पार्टी करेंगे।
इसमें कितना मिला?
And now the decision. Okay, so the winner or the final team does not mean that the decision or the point which they were supporting is correct or wrong. We're not here to decide that. It's ultimately the legislation who will decide that. But considering all the points of argument, considering the points of presentation, the facts and research, we feel that
अरे कभी से ही बोल रहा चेंज करना है तू
वीडियो में बनता है इसका।
तेरे बाजू में आ जाए ये पार्टी चाहिए अभी पार्टी चाहिए इंस्टा में जाएगा रहने दे
मैंने प्लेसमेंट की पार्टी नहीं दी अभी पार्टी देने वाला
ठीक है भूखे देखिए ओए शिवी
बैक वाले गए रे।
बैक वाले घर पे गए बैक वाले दिख नहीं रहे कमेटी में उनको खड़े रहो अकेले चलो ये नेक्स्ट चलो
ए स्टॉल पे चले शिप्पी स्टॉल पे चल तू ये आज ही पार्टी में चल। ए शिप्पी को स्टॉल पे लेके चल ये सुधांशु पार्टी दे ये सुधांशु पार्टी दे पार्टी किधर आ मैं डिपार्टमेंट चेंज कर रहा है
यस
घंटा बाद में चले चले कपड़े ये चल रहा
चलो
Event heads.